very inspiring, speech and talking of what we have in the future, right, with AI. And one of the examples that I can give is what we have already done using AI. And this is what is the story of DigiYatra. So this is a. I hope that it has caused, an impact in your journey, and maybe would like to understand, how many of you use DigiYatra here? Can I have a raise of hands? So almost like 50% of you are saying that, okay, you use DigiYatra. How many of you know that DigiYatra does not store your data? Okay, it's less than half of them. So basically, I mean, yeah, this is one of the messages which we want to give across on platforms like these, where we would like to tell very clearly that, the whole fundamental tenet of privacy by design, which has been used by DigiYatra, ensures that, we do not need to store your data. And now we are also going to start a campaign saying that, don't know your customer, but know their needs. And this is a campaign which we will uh, try to share, how self-sovereign identity works. Uh, so let me just walk you through this journey. So when we started thinking about DigiYatra, right, this was way back in 2015. It was like a walk in the park experience that we wanted to offer to our customers, right, the air traveler. And till now, everyone who provides a service to you, who enables your air travel, had a role to play, had a purpose to do, right? So security agencies want to ensure that, everything is secure. Airlines want to check you got a proper boarding pass. Baggage handler wants to ensure bag goes in properly, etc., etc. Everyone is thinking about their own process, but nobody is thinking about the actual end customer who's using the service. And for them, that function of theirs becomes paramount, not the actual experience that they are able to deliver. This is what we wanted to change with DigiYatra, where we put the customer in the core center, right? And what does the customer need for a hassle-free journey? And that's what is the thought process behind DigiYatra. So completely seamless, hassle-free, contactless, health risk-free, because no need to exchange documents, no need to show your mobile phone to somebody, and at multiple touch points. So I think this was the thought process that we started off with. Uh, the journey has been, this is a busy slide, but it started in 2015 with a concept for a new experience for air travelers that we wanted to give. And then over the period of 3-4 years, we got the draft DigiYatra policy done. The policy was initially published by Ministry of Civil Aviation in 2018. And then we had the next task of who builds this. And that's where DigiYatra Foundation was formed, which is a not-for-profit organization, shareholding of Airports Authority of India and airports, 5 public-private partnership airports, right? We came together and we formed the DigiYatra Foundation, and then we were about to sort of select a partner to build this ecosystem when pandemic hit us. And when that happened, everyone was caught off guard. Travel had come to a standstill, and we had to still think, okay, how do we still make this happen? And we said that, okay, we will use something which is completely decentralized, right? The earlier concept was more on a central platform. We were thinking that, okay, we'll build something like a mini Aadhaar, where we'll keep profiles of passengers, assign them a unique ID, etc., etc. And then post-pandemic, we began to think, okay, let us de-risk all that. So there is no central platform, there is no central repository, we do not store your data, completely mitigating all the risks of data loss, theft, leakage, pilferage, everything, right? I mean, we don't have any of your data. So that was the concept we took. Then we said, okay, who builds this? And we said that, okay, why not do a startup challenge? So with the help of Niti Aayog and Atal Innovation Mission, we started this challenge, a national challenge. A lot of interest came in, and then eventually we had many people who, around 15 of the startups shortlisted. They showed us their prototypes. We had laid down the concept of self-sovereign identity using W3C standards, verifiable credentials, etc., etc. And then we selected a startup. They went ahead and built it. And of course, now it's history that you got 14 airports plus another 14 airports who have recently joined in this past month, end of June. So we will have almost close to 30 airports across India with an addressable traffic volume of 90% of India's flying population. So that's something which is the potential that we have. Today, the adoption rate is close to 40% at some of the big cities, airports. In smaller towns, it is crossing even 80%, 90% of adoption rate. Uh, Sorry, I did not. Okay. So on the future journey, what we are thinking is today it is for domestic travel. We want to enable Digiyatra for international travel as well. So end-to-end international travel seamlessly, going through from say Bengaluru to Frankfurt, passing through a seamless process at Bengaluru with including automated border control, and then when you land at Frankfurt, no need to stand in the 1.5 hour long immigration queue, right? And it's a 10-hour flight, and then you are standing in a long queue, which will take another 2 hours for you. It's like a great hassle. So we want to eliminate all that. You would have shared your credentials already to Frankfurt Airport, and then there you get automated border control. Again, seamless experience over there. So that's something which we are working with the authorities. Will happen very soon. Uh, I don't want to spend too much time on this one. I think this is the process slide where you enroll. The enrollment today happens with Aadhaar. We are now bringing in also e-passport based enrollment. So that's going to come soon. And then, of course, you upload your boarding pass. What we are now trying to do is how do we make that sharing of your travel document much more seamless. A new release is going to be out in the next couple of days where if you got a PDF boarding pass, you can send that boarding pass itself directly. Instead of you are at the boarding pass, you can send the boarding pass to the Digiyatra airport. So that's one good feature we'll bring. And then if you are at the airline app, you can also from the airline app itself directly send your boarding pass and credentials to the Digiyatra airport. So those are some things which we are adding. Moving on, I think from a experience perspective, right? I mean, we are trying to make the whole experience convenient, secure, faster, safer, and also sustainable, right? Because what we are putting across the table is an efficient airport. And when airports become efficient, you don't need bigger airports to cater to higher traffic. And that's how, it obviously will help in sustainability. Moving forward, this is the key message that I want to give here, right? And that don't know your customer, but know their needs. So we are built on W3C standards. We use a concept called as self-sovereign identity. And self-sovereign identity basically means you yourself are in control, in charge of your personally identifiable information. There are verifiable credentials, which are nothing but soft credentials of your data, which is your name, maybe your PNR data, that is the travel data, right? So all that are verifiable credentials which you share, which can be authenticated or validated by the airport or the airline, right? And we use decentralized identifiers. So in decentralized identifiers, which are unique identifiers associated to the particular user, but for every transaction that the user does, this pair of DIDs is new, meaning that, there is no way that anyone can trail a person. Meaning that, if you travel from Bangalore and went to, say, Delhi, and then in Delhi you checked into a hotel, maybe used Digiyatra there, nobody can trail you that, you did these activities. So that's like privacy by design again. We use secure wallets completely encrypted with public-private key pairs so that, data cannot be misused. So moving on, this is another representation of what we are trying to achieve here, right? We are trying to empower our passengers to take charge of their data and to know exactly what is happening with their data, when they are sharing the data with an airport, what time, what is the data that is being shared. And we will also add some new features. Like, for example, we say airport, once you have traveled, within 24 hours, your data gets purged. And how does the passenger know? So we will basically have a message coming back to the passenger saying that your data was purged by the airport, right? So stuff like that. Coming to just a few numbers from adoption perspective, we have now crossed 4 million users. That was only yesterday that we crossed 4 million users. And we are doing good from an growth perspective. Nearly 30,000 new users get added to Digiyatra every day. Almost 27 to 28 lakh people have used Digiyatra across India until now. And I'll just take one more minute only. And on the future that we are thinking, we want to interoperate with multiple other countries with the same credentials. So we want to be the travel stack of India, and there is huge potential of the same identity credential in a privacy preserving manner be used at multiple other places where your identity needs to be validated. So that's something which we are very keen to be the travel stack of India. And of course, we want to also be much more user friendly, and this has been core and center. We put the customer in the center, and based on the customer's requirement is what we develop our solution. So we'll have an AI chatbot based interactive tool as well for passengers to understand understand any information or get any information or service. So that's something which will also come in the pipeline very soon. With that, I come to my slide. I'm sorry, I had only 10 minutes, so I had to rush through slides, but please follow me on LinkedIn, and I am happy to take any questions outside as well. Thank you.